Karibu sana mgeni wetu. Mwadhani Agosho.
Agosho muno. Amen.
Iguassu.
Yes.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. Nikwega fio.
Nikwega fio.
Yeah.
Tusalimie sasa na lugha hii.
Ya, demosie koana atia Kenya, saseni, praise God, finally that I am here now in Mwangasa TV. Happy, nimefuraha.
Uko na furaha?
Yeah.
Sasa tuambie Iguassu. Who is Iguassu?
Okay, Iguassu A.C is a South American preacher and gospel artist who, through the love of Kenyan's vernacular, is today what is today, the preacher, minister of the gospel. I'm a runner of long distance. It's a long story of testimony. As I always say, God has a special dialogue with each one of you. It is only waiting for you to develop the yours one, the special one, because it's not the same one. So in my dialogue with God through marathon and stuff, an accident and recovering when doctors were telling that I was not going to walk again, that I was not going to walk in 10 years, I walk in less than 4 months, and from here, the vernaculars, and here now, Iguassu preaching. Yeah.
And, okay, your testimony. You were told that you cannot walk for
10 years.
For 10 years.
In 10 years, I was not going to walk again. But I walked in less than 4 months.
You walked in less than 4 months.
Yeah.
That's a good testimony.
And it started when I invoke God. I say, what do you think if I try? When my brother came to take me to the ambulance to take me to the physiotherapy. And then he laughed. I said, okay, try. I will not tell anyone. And I say, I know it's going to hurt me. And I left my hand drop and I pulled the blanket, and now he was shocked because I disattached my back from the bed when I couldn't move anything, only my head. Yeah, and in that way, I said, just continue trying. And I pushed the blanket until try to stand up. He was shaking and surprised. I grabbed his shirt and I stand up in front of him. And the same doctor almost fainted, this is a miracle, sit down. I have never listened to anything like this. Yeah.
That's a good miracle. And Iguassu, is that your full name?
No, my name is Dwight. Iguassu A.C is a stage name.
Iguassu is a stage name?
Iguassu is a stage name, which is at the same time arriba in South America. Let me explain you what happened. I am a last born of 8 children.
8 children?
Yeah. Son of a white lady and an Afro-descendant man. So I'm a appointee. Yeah, I'm what in Kenya could be an appointee. So, but from the 8 children, I was the one who got more similar to mom. There are others that if they come here to Kenya and they don't talk, you will think that they are another Kenyan fellow. Yeah, so I'm a mix of both. Now arriving here, I inherit Kikuyus, Kambas, Kalenjins, Luyas, family members. God has extended my borders. Then I decided, I am the Iguassu. Iguassu is arriba, who is the border of 3 countries of South America, and at the same time the presence of 3 races: the indigenous, the Africans, and the Europeans. And now the blend is Iguassu in the middle of all of them. So this is me.
Then you took the name Iguassu.
Iguassu as a stage name.
As a stage name?
Yeah, but my name is Dwight, and then now the the Kikuyu community call me Dwight. That is what happened.
Yes,
Dwight
yes.
To Dwight, said, Dwight. But yes, my name is Dwight.
Yeah. That's nice. When did you start your journey of music?
After the accident, must say that God make this life a room for each one of us. In the main one about my thing, because he's a lecturer as well. When you don't discipline, he discipline you yourself. Sometimes you lose the humility and he bring you back in a very beautiful and sweet way. When I recovered the accident, the journey, the testimony started like this. I was a runner of long distance in South America, but I was always afraid to compete. And now my friends in Kenya said, just do it for fun, but if I didn't do anything in South America, in Kenya is the last place to try to. Kenyans, they fly, they don't run. So okay, let me go, and finally I accepted. Doing it for fun. One day at home, they had a function, and I couldn't attend because I was registering marathon in Conabariri, Callao. I know that you know the place, Engon, Callado Camp.
Uh-huh.
And this during the marathon, because one of my parents didn't want me to was upset because I couldn't attend because of the marathon. My other parents convinced them until they allowed me to go. But when I was there, I have that thing. In Kenya, you don't disappoint your parents. And this, yeah, I have disappointed. Talking about my Kenyan parents, I have Kenyan parents as well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so Kenyans have a big heart, so I have a big family here. So in the marathon, what I did say, let me pray, God, allow me to do something. Allow me to do something for them to see that I have to be here. I won the marathon. I arrived and I asked the guy, which number was I? And the guy was laughing at me. He said, you have left everybody behind. I won. But which is the truth, is like I was not concentrated in the marathon. I was concentrated in praying to God, allow me to do something. At least I'm on the 10, number 11, but something. And I won the marathon. Then, in this matter that human being, you forget that you have the thing is because of God, not because of you. Now I wanted to win the next marathon, Lewa. And I trained for Lewa not to win. I can't make it. Guess what? A car crashed me from behind. A car. And fracture of the pelvic area. So I couldn't walk. I was in the bed. I couldn't move my body. And the doctors told, you cannot walk in 10 years. 1 week before the marathon. Then came what I told to you, that my brother came to pick me. What do you think if I try? And then I say, they say that faith is that invisible power that you can say, in mighty name of Jesus, and pa! I disattached. Because I remember, my God, that is what happened. Second moment of losing the humility. Say, let me do an album, because I never think I was going to compete in a marathon, and I did. I never expected to win a marathon in my life, and I won. Now I never suffered an accident in my life, and I have got one. I never expected to walk out from the bed, and I did. So I am singing since 7 years old, and I have never made an album. Let me do an album music. But in Kenya, the gospel music industry is stronger than the secular one. And by then I was not a minister of the gospel. So okay, let me do an album, and I did what I knew. I did secular music with only one track, gospel. Guess what? Because the gospel was no pick up and opened the doors of the Kenyan media. Now my new followers are Iguassu. Now you have to decide. In Kenya you cannot serve the two masters, whether you are gospel or whether you are secular. And then I say, it is true. God has left me no room. He has even made me woke up when doctors was telling that I was not going to walk again. But if I have to start to do gospel music, because by then I didn't know Swahili song, he said, I will do the only two gospel songs that I know. Emoyo Jesu and Iguaranono Gai Fafa. The journey started. Those songs took me to Brazil in the middle of the World Cup. Brazilians were recording videos with Emoyo, trying to imitate what I was doing in the video and sending me back. Russians were writing to me on social media, prosto class video, high class videos in the middle of World Cup. And that was my turning point. Yeah.
Na sasa, you can hear Kiswahili? Kidogo.
Yeah. Endelea.
Na sasa, after umefanya hizo nyimbo mbili zako, you sing in both Masai, Kikuyu, Luya, and
Kalenjin,
Kamba. And Kamba.
Yeah, Luya.
Those 6 languages.
Yeah.
Wow. Among them, kati ya hizi sita, ni gani ilipik sana?
Zote.
Which one was your best?
Okay. It's difficult to say, because with each one of them there are testimonies to say. Each one have testimonies. Like, for example, with Emoyo happened that thing that Russia and Brazil reacted at the same time in the middle of the World Cup. With the Luo song, Iguaranono, many friends, and with the Kalenjin as well. With the Kamba one, I won an award as Ukambani Artist of the Year.
Wow. Wow. You won an award?
Yes.
Yani ulishinda?
Yeah. And with the Kimasai one, I have been nominated as Rift Valley Artist of the Year. Yeah, with many. Each one, the Luya song, when I was going to launch the Kamba song, 7 stations or 4 under the line, all the presenters were Luya. So when you are going to do a Luya song? Then I delayed the Kamba, I launched the Luya. When I did the Kamba, I was awarded. It's like, yeah.
And kwa hizo sita, those 6 languages, What inspired you? Nini ilifanya ukaweza kuimba na Kikamba, Kiluya, Kikuyu, Kikalenjin?
Well, what inspired me, I can say the Kenyan elders, the way they believe, the way they hold their identity and their faith. They are believer, and everything is possible to those one who believe. They deliver to God with passion, with faith. They wake up very early in the morning up to today to pray to their God, and they dance. When they dance emoyo ni guaranono así mukuje, they do it with passion, you know. It is like very recently I was at my chocho's place in Kakamega, and like I said, I have my children home in Nyeri, my chochos in Kakamega, other grandfathers in Ukambani. I'm saying Iguassu is all over. So, and I tested the ugali of the posho meal, the one you do with the machine. Guy,
Tunasemanga
that is tasty.
Ile kupeleka ile ya kusiaga. With the mahindi beans.
With mahindi beans. Ay, Jesus. So your elders have not lost that taste of identity, of originality. When you do things handicraft, and the Europeans, know those big cities in Europe, they are more valuable. And that is what happened with your elders in town. They are keep the health and stronger.
Yes.
They eat healthier. Yeah.
It's because of what we eat.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that your favorite meal?
Yeah.
From Kenya?
Mutura.
What?
Mutura.
Start again.
Mutura. Modokoi. Omena. Mursik.
Mursik.
Yeah.
What's hiyo ni nini?
Mursik is in Kericho. It's like kind of fermented milk. In the morning, for example, to wake up and have guashe and makorofia guishai.
Guashe.
Guashe and makorofia. Awesome.
Your first time to come to Kenya. Where was your first stop? Ulisimamia wapi venye ulikuja Kenya?
Here, Central, in Nairobi. Nairobi, for the most time was Nairobi. I can say my first Christmas Nyeri, and then from there after I started to go to other places like Ukambani, Kericho, Kisumu. But first time was here, Nairobi. Nairobi permanently for a long time, yeah.
Your music, those 6 languages that you have done, production, music yako unairekodianga wapi?
Okay, that's another thing. People think that I have a special studio. I keep changing a studio and depend on where he directed me. Listen, and I take it, as your elders do, I take it seriously as well. Every time I'm going to launch more a vernacular song, because what I want you to understand is something. The vernaculars that I have done don't belong to me. Those are community songs made by your elders. So for me, something powerful which I must respect, because they have been done with a lot of faith, and for the long time they have been keeping it. So I dedicate a lot of prayers and fasting before launching a vernacular. For example, in Asimukuje, I fast and pray inside my room, not getting out of my house for 30 days, 1 month completely. Worshipping and praying God, what do you want? It's not what I want, it's what He wants. It's not what we want, it's what God wants. So put Him first, don't put Him second. So in that way, every time I'm going to launch a vernacular, I ask also for the studio, where do you want me to go? I have this studio and I have this one. And in that way, I have known many places, most likely in the most humble communities of Kenya. I have visited almost all of them. Yeah, but never repeated one studio. Different studios.
Different studios.
Yeah, in different places.
In different places.
Yeah.
In Kenya.
Yeah, I can say like Donhon, near Korogosho, near these areas of Dandora, not in Dandora specifically. So I have walked Kenya. So it's not a matter of the place, it's a matter of the people. Like, for example, there was one producer in one studio that was nervous because he knew he didn't deliver what I wanted. And then I told him, wait, don't think that I will run away because you have not delivered. He has sent me to you for a reason. So I will stick here until we produce what he wants. And finally, even he was shocked. I think we both of us got a lot of respect more for the thing that we are doing when it happened. Yeah, so God show up in the most simple way. Just watch, try to accurately see what he's doing. His will is around us.
How long have you been in Kenya?
10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
Since
2010.
Since 2010.
Yes.
10 years down the line.
Yeah.
Up to date, you are still in Kenya.
Yeah.
And you don't want even to leave Kenya. You will just, this is your motherland now.
Yes. They just spoiled me a lot. They said the last place I was, for example, there in my grandfather's house, Uchago. I see now the grandma was taking a recipient and going to the chicken and getting their eggs and putting with some flowers in a recipient for me to take and eating in town for me to have natural eggs. That's so sweet. Kitamusana.
Kitamusana.
Jesus.
Mayai, kuku.
Yeah.
Chicken.
Chicken, goko.
Goko.
So, that is priceless, isn't it? Yeah. So, more is the love that is pressed into that thing. When that chocho moved to take you eggs from her own farm, that is love, because that is what they have, you know. Is they are chicken, they are house, they are thing, and they share it with you. That is priceless.
What do you love about Kenya? The places. What are some of the places that you have visited here in Kenya?
Wow, many. Let's start. Nyeri. Beautiful.
What is it that is there in Nyeri?
First of all, the weather is nice. It's fresh.
The weather at Nyeri is fresh.
And it's cold sometimes, I know. Like, for example, at night. But there are colder places like Limuru.
Yes, very cold.
Very cold.
Yes.
But the nature is beautiful, the tea plantation. The river, the first Christmas I got in Kenya outside in Uchago was in Nyeri. And then I have the river behind the house. I am in my village, Madani. I enjoy it very much. Kericho is beautiful, so green. But Nyahururu, beautiful. Maralal, the sky. Kakamega, the sky as well. I am shocked how blue is the sky. You are rich and you don't know that you are rich. You are rich.
We are rich.
Yes.
You've not been to Nyanyuki?
Nanyuki as well. The farms in Nanyuki,
Yes.
beautiful. Yeah.
That's my hometown.
That's your hometown. Wow, wow, wow. And the elders still walking with their hats and their thing in the middle of the town. I love it. Yeah.
Wow.
Kakamega, as I told you as well. Kisumu. Naivasha. Beautiful. One of the cities I would like to live in.
It's Naivasha.
Lakes everywhere. Iguassu, water everywhere. Yeah, I love it.
What about Ukambani? You've not been into Ukambani?
Yes, Kitui is home.
Kitui.
Yeah. The biggest older rock in Africa that is in Ukambani. Yes, Machakos. My video was recorded the Kambasoni in Kangundu. Yeah.
Kagundo.
Yeah. Yeah, there in Ukambani.
Basi inamaanisha ni vitu nne zilipita, yani sasa ziko na boundary. Maybe kama ni hapa kuna Kiambu, Nanyuki, Nyeri, Karatina, zote akaziunganisha ikakuwa jina moja, kwa sababu hii is a blessing to the society. Na sasa tumekuwa naye yani interview yake venye ameweza kutuelezea kwenye ametoka, jani yake alikuwa amegonjeka, yani alikuwa amepata accident, akaambiwa hataweza kutembea for 10 years. Lakini kwa njia za Mungu akatembea within 4 months. Right?
Yeah.
Within 4 months, na sasa ndio huyu ako hapa na sisi na anatuelezea jani yake venye yani jani yake ya music venye imeendelea na vile ameweza kuona mkono wa Mungu ukimshikilia na ukiandamana na yeye. Iguassu, tell us, when you came to Kenya, you've told us the places that you have visited. What have you managed to gain from this country?
To gain? I gained a whole kingdom of heaven over the earth. I gain myself, I discover myself. It is like I insist to tell that Iguassu A.C. is what the Kenyan vernaculars, or precisely what the Kenyan community have made of Iguassu. This Iguassu is not the same person who arrived. It is made by your elders, it is made by your believing, it is made by your love. I am a result of your love. Your heart is so big. So I have gained myself. I have known myself here in this transit. Yeah.
Na before kuje Kenya, nini ulikuwa unafanya kitambo? Before kuje Kenya ndio uanze kufanya muziki, nini ulikuwa unafanya kitambo?
Okay, I was a lecturer.
Lecturer?
Yeah, in international public law for 5 years. As I told you, I was running just for fun, never professionally, never thought about it. Yeah, I can say I was more in the academic area. Yeah, before. Yeah, and places, yes, I was doing that, and in knowing places, I knew many places of South America. Kenya isn't the only country in Africa I have known, and the only because in Europe, knowing many places in Latin America as well. The only thing that I can tell you as an anecdote is like the last place I visited or I lived for longer before Kenya was Brazil.
Was Brazil?
Yeah, and Brazil has a lot of. I think that it was for a God reason was placed there, because I insist to tell that Brazil has the second largest African population after Nigeria, and I think that God was preparing me for what was coming. So I was asked in other places, is like, you have not done the thing of vernacular in another country. It only happened before in Brazil, where I could get the Ache, that is the African original language that the African community in Brazil preserved with the time. I was singing in, and somebody told me, said that is Ache, and you are singing in Ache, and so I learned to know Ache, and after was now the vernaculars of Kenya.
Since you came to Kenya, has your role changed?
My role? Yeah, my role in front of the society and all my responsibilities, yes, it does. Before, I didn't have people following me in that way, but now I have realized that as a gospel minister, your responsibility is bigger, because people see you like a role model. So you have your own bad days and wrong, but you that are in this area, you know that in front of the people, in front of the followers, you have to show in the best way you can, because you are a servant of the Most High. You are representing a kingdom, so you have to try to do your best and to present yourself in the most beautiful and how can I say, in the most gospel way, godly way you can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Since you came to Kenya, you started doing music. What are the challenges that you have faced yourself?
Well, maybe that people, when the people don't see that the differences are made from God to enrich our places. Today I am proud to say that when I listen and I sing Kikuyu, I'm singing Kenyan music, Kikuyu. When I see Luo, I'm singing Kenyan music in Luo language. When I sing Kalenjin, I am singing Kenyan music in Kalenjin. All of this is Kenya, and it's beautiful, and it make us proud of everywhere. So, challenge is, yes, that when I am singing these songs, sometimes in the communities, I have found that some of the youth of it cannot repeat what I am telling. Is why I say challenges, because there is something there called identity that your parents preserve. It is like we can go abroad and have exposure because it's good and it's necessary sometimes.
Yes.
But home is always home.
Home is always home.
Yes.
What you want to mean is, like, if I'm a child, I'm born within a Kikuyu family or a Luo family, I should know my mother language.
Yes, I mean the treasures of your culture. Yeah, that it will make you proud that as a country, said, this is Kenyan, said, whatever. If tomorrow I am in Russia, Japan, or the US, or the UK, and somebody singing any mother tongue, I feel this is Kenya, this is us. Buana. No, it's beautiful. I mean, all of these diversities is us. It's the treasure of our parents. I used to say, and I repeat telling that I am been singing since 7 years old, and I never made it into music. And in this conversation with God, one day I found a treasure box, and the treasure box, it was called Kenya. When I decided to open that treasure box, it says to me, Emoyo Yesu, ni waranono, gemaunetlil, asimukuje, muyayo sanguma, papankai. It says you are the treasure inside the treasures box. Keep united.
And since you came to Kenya, you've known these 6 languages and you have embraced them. Yani umezikubali.
Yeah.
Do you think that, have you ever been criticized with your fellow colleagues about you coming to Kenya and knowing the 6 languages?
What happened, curiously, is like some of my fans in Europe, sometimes you will see in my media that I post myself with African clothes, and sometimes with Western clothes. And some of my followers in Europe, specifically from the Kifaransa, the French-speaking country, lovely, all of them. They say, when you will sing in French again? They say, and then when I post some of the clothes again using other different African music, I say, now this is you. But that is love inside. So I cannot say that was like criticized. It's like, come on, sing in our music, but it is love. So you have to understand. It's like same here. Sometimes they want me to the communities. It's like, when are you going to sing another Kikuyu song, another Luya song, and another Luo song? So the thing is time. They are coming, and I have to do it. This is what I can. My challenge now is with time and asking God, okay, download in the way you download it can, because your people is demanding more and I have to deliver, but I will still follow whatever you tell me to do. But yes, no challenge, but beautiful. Can I say, like, come on, do our language again? And this is humanity is beautiful as well.
Then after you singing in the 6 languages, do you think that you yourself and your part of Kenya family had an impact in your own music?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah. In Latin America, it has happened that people or my family, they are sometimes start saying, send me the link of the Guaranono. Send me the link of Emoyo. Send me the link of Asimukuje. Send me the link of Guaranono. It's like, they are liking. They are liking the vernaculars I am doing here. Yeah, it does have an impact outside and inside.
Can you just sing a Kamba song, a little bit of Kamba?
Muyayo sanguma weki vila ni chusumbe ay satani we musinde ay satani we nuina muhanya anake metangi huanundu we musumbe tuilito tuitangi huanundu we musumbe ibeti simu osa yesu nundu ni we musumbe atumia makamu osa nundu ni we musumbe ay satani we musinde ay satani we nuina muhanya
Satani we mushinde. What does that mean?
Yeah, it's like Satan got away. It's like, Muyayo Sanguma is the whole song is like, God receive your prayers in your throne of mercy.
Now, you've also sung in Luya.
Yeah.
You know, for our viewers to believe that you have sung in those 6 languages, you have to do each one of them. Kakitu kadogo tu, yani unaimba tu kadogo ndo wajue yani ni ukweli, si ati ni uongo. Sasa, now you have sung Kikamba. Now let's go to Luya.
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 Omwanyi wa bandu Yesu asimukuhe. Omwami wa bambi Yesu asimukuhe. Isimba ya Juda Yesu asimukuhe. Asimukuhe Yesu harimoyo. Mboleli bandu Yesu asimukuhe. Mboleli bandu Yesu asimukuhe. Mboleli bandu Yesu asimukuhe. Asimukuhe Yesu harimoyo. Yananga, yananga ndiliwatse yananga. Yananga ndiliwatse yananga. Yananga ndiliwatse yananga. Yananga obando.
Sasa hiyo inamaanishaje?
Again.
Jananga.
Yananga ndiliwatse.
What does that
He
mean?
has called me. He has called me. Yeah.
Now we have sung Kikamba, Luya. Let's go to Kikuyu.
Kikuyu.
Atonyaka denewa aduri agatsutsa mega magadira aduri makarogera yesone que odera inane todo emoyo yeso que emoyo yeso que emoyo emoyo yeso emoyo emoyo yeso que emoyo ne que odera inane todo emoyo.
Kikuyu sasa. Let's go to Kimasai.
Kimasai. Papankaye musancho yo, aleduño, era ye magelaniencho yo, aleduño, papankaye musancho yo, aleduño, era ye chocutlancho yo, aleduño, papankaye musancho yo, aleduño, aleduño, aleduño.
Wow. Which one? The last one.
The last one, Kalenjin.
Kalenjin, yes. Singing Kalenjin.
Gemma hudnetlil la aldos que chehik netian gemma hude chegin gesi che hiso diran gobedwane duri agobo tenge to iman koyach konyo kosor sobon wekyo boye amun komungune choro asista agli lindo negararán.
Wow. You know me, nimekuwa Kenya, lakini sijui kuimba na hizo lugha zote. Wewe, you've been Kenyan for 10 years. So na imagine mimi ni mzaliwa wa huku sasa, nimekaa huku na yani najuana na watu wa huku. Basi sasa hata hiyo kuimba, hiyo yote, najua tu mbili peke yake hapo. Mbili. Only two.
But that is what I want. I want all of you to sing all of them together because this is all of us. Yes.
Ukikuja Kenya, ulikuwa unajua hizi languages?
Sorry?
When you came to Kenya, did you know that you can sing in Kikuyu, Kalenjin,
No.
Kiluya?
No.
You didn't know?
No. And again, it's, if I sing in French, if I sing in English or I sing in Portuguese, well, in Portuguese is most likely that. But their speaker will know, at a certain point they will know that it's a foreigner. What has happened with the vernacular is the other way around, that I can be singing and people will comment. So you will see my social media, somebody will say, if I wouldn't have seen the person, I would have thought that it was a fellow from my place. It's like, but not a foreigner. Well, it is like something God is doing. I don't know exactly what is it, but it's something that He is doing there.
Something that He's doing.
Because it doesn't have explanation how I can go with your vernacular in such a way. And for me, it's like it flow. One testimony is like, Asimukuha was written for me by a Luya Philo, and I lost the lyric. And after 2 years, I was trying to remember because I couldn't find the paper. And I decided to write it down in a paper and then to give to another Luya. Can you read it at least if I remember something? Say, who wrote it? Say, no, me. By memory, say, it is 98% correct. Just few things. So I don't know what God is doing, but I'm sure He's doing something.
He's doing something.
Yes.
What's your favorite part about working here?
What is my favorite thing? That I think that the future of the humanity is in the hands and in the actions of the children of Africa. And there are many things that we can do to lead the world in the way God wants with our children and our youth. The strength of the world and the hope of humanity is in the hand of your children and your elders. And the whole humanity can go to God's side if we address correctly our children and our youth. That's what I like more. The promises of your elders. And I always say, children and youth, hold the hands of your elder and you will have a better way to go forward in life.
Repeat that again.
Children and youth, hold the hands of your elder and you will have a better way and a better destiny to go. If you follow their experiences because they have a story to tell, you will never go wrong in life.
Wow, that's nice. How many albums do you have so far?
1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4 albums. What happened is like one is triplet. One exists thrice in English, French, and Spanish. So there is an album called Light that has an equivalent called Lumière in French and Luz in Spanish. So counting these 33, there are 3 at a time, there are 3 more. So 4, but in reality, they may be 6. Yeah.
Your songs in both languages, do they still minister to your people back in South America?
Yeah, the beautiful God talks in the most simple way, in the most simple places. The impact of Golden Kenya abroad is still telling that go is everywhere, but show stronger with simplicity, with humility. And this is when I insist again, your elders have it. I mean, in the way they are in Uchago, very simple, but they are healthy. There are secrets there. Yeah.
Do you think that we as Kenyans, we should embrace our cultures?
Yes, because it's treasures. It's not a God. It's not a random God. When we woke up in this life,
Yes.
we have realized that we are in cities, towns, village, farms that were already done. We have not done anything. We arrived to find everything done there. So why we have to forget everything that brought us and made what we are today? It is like the prodigal son that he went and forgot the father. So this is when I talk about the world is beautiful. God has made everybody, so go enjoy, but remember that home is always home. Family is always family, yes. And you are them as they are you.
Do you think the industry has a lot to offer to the society? Especially, you said that the gospel industry is picking up more than the secular industry.
Yes, in Kenya, yes. In Kenya, where I come from, no. The secular is stronger, and I found that in Kenya is the gospel one who is stronger. And now those are areas of opportunities of our youth and our children here that we can make an impact there with your own music, offering them the kingdom that you hold. Yeah, the kingdom where you are, the kingdom where we are.
So the gospel industry is more vigilant than the other one.
Yeah, here in Kenya, yes. I'm proud to say that. Yes.
Your first time to win an award, how was it?
Wow, beautiful as well, because first I got 9 nominations, and it was an impact to me. And then somebody told me, what is you don't make neither one? Then I say, okay, that will be another test of humility of God. So I'm already a winner. When you are already nominated, it is already something for you to say thanks to God first. Then you say thank you to other things. It is like, I couldn't have been nominated to nothing. I got 1 nomination. I'm already a winner, and that is what I want you, upcoming gospel artists, want you to say. Every time you are nominated, you are already a winner.